In April, the Whitman Public Library held its 4th annual poetry contest, open to anyone who wished to submit a poem for judging. There were 3 age-level categories to make submissions easier and to make judging more appropriate for the writing levels of the budding poets. The first level was for grade school children, the second for middle and high school students, and the third for adults. Nicole Monk, who ran the contest, explains. Nicole, can you tell me how this poetry contest got started?
I don't know how it got started the first year. I can tell you it's been running for 4 years now at the Whitman Public Library, and April is actually National Poetry Month. So libraries all over the country are always trying to find ways that they can incorporate poetry into their programs, into their story times, whatever it is, to just increase people's awareness of it.
How many people actually submitted poems this year?
We had 22 people that submitted poems, and they were really excellent. The adults actually were really into it, and they had the largest submissions.
On April 19th, there was an awards ceremony in the community room at the library where many of the winners read their poems.
Welcome to our 4th annual poetry contest reception. I'm Nicole Monk. I'm the new youth services librarian, if you haven't met me yet. Welcome. So I would like to start off by saying a huge thank you to the Friends of the Library who provided all of the prizes for this, who provided the refreshments. There are cupcakes and juice and iced tea and stuff in the back. Feel free to grab some. And I would also like to thank our judges. We had 2 staff members, Andrea Rounds and Mary Casey, who judged the poems, as well as our wonderful volunteer, Elizabeth Murphy. And they commented on how excellent they thought the poems were this year, that they were just above and beyond what they have seen in the past. So they were really impressed. So, good job to you guys. I'm going to start off by just announcing the winners in each category. You can come up and get your certificate and your prize. And if you, and then afterwards we'll do the reading. So if you don't feel comfortable reading, still come up, still get your applause. You deserve it. Congratulations to everybody. So in the lower school, which is for our 1st through 5th graders, we had Jatea Spriggs won 3rd place for her poem Believe, but I don't think Jatea is here, so. Skylar Jordan won 2nd place for Dogs and Puppies, and I know she had a prior commitment, so she might be able to hop in later, and hopefully we can see her then. And Sophia Dow won 1st place for her poem Find That Part of Me. Do you want to turn around and let everybody applaud you? All right. In our upper school category, which is for children and teens in 6th through 12th grade, we have Connor McRae in 3rd place for his poem Caterpillar Haiku. All right. Nicole Billings in 2nd place for her poem I Remember. And Charlotte Berman in 1st place for her poem, Bikes. And in our adult category, we had Sarah Dodge in 3rd place for her poem, Liv's Laundry. Jennifer Parker in 2nd place for her poem, Cancer. And Sean Cotton in 1st place for his poem, Time Travel. So, congratulations to everybody. I'm very happy to say that all of the winners in the upper school category and the adult category have agreed to read their poems to us now. So I think we'll get started. Connor, do you mind starting us off?
No, I don't mind.
All right, come on up. Don't forget your poem.
Yeah, good.
And And can you come up to the mic, because even though we're not hearing it, the TV hears it. Okay.
Okay. Good afternoon. This is my poem, Caterpillar. Hike. Okay. This tiny young egg, a lover from its own shell, its journey begins. It searches for leaves, a main source of its diet. When it eats, it grows. A bird is on watch. It sees the larva eating. It chases it down. After a day of food, the larva rests on a branch. It dangles from it. It sheds one more time, from pupa, then chrysalis. It waits 2 weeks. After the time passed, it ends metamorphosis. Now it frees itself. Its wings are freed, showing beautiful colors. It prepares to fly. The adult flies off when it finds pretty flowers. It sticks its landing. Using its long tongue, it sucks pollen like a straw. It loves the sweet taste. It then spots a clone. It flies to it and greets it. They begin to mate. Then they find a leaf, the greenest of all leaves. They settle on it. The eggs have been laid, for the pair's work is finished. Then they fly away. As for the new eggs, their tales are just beginning. They will do the same. This is a haiku poem, and I hope you all enjoyed.
Thank you, Connor. We're going to have Nicole Billings come up next.
So I wrote a poem in a view of a soldier and like the forces that he had to go through. It's called I Remember. I remember the sounds. I remember the gunshots. I remember the people dying. And I remember my daughter saying goodbye. I remember leaving my family. I remember closing the door. I remember the ashes of homes. Even though I'm not alive, I will remember.
All right, Charlotte Berman, you're up next.
I'm going to read my poem, Bikes. Thunder rumbles, lightning strikes, rain falls on children's bikes. Parents tuck small ones to bed while the storm rolls and the children fret, for they fear the rumbling and the lightning's hits. Still the thunder rumbles and the lightning strikes while rain falls on sleeping children's bikes.
All right, moving on to the adult section, Sarah Dodge.
Physical hurt, breaks and sprains. Emotional hurt, heartaches and pains. Spiritual hurt, tiring and strains. Allowing to see beauty in socks with grass stains. The owner of these tiny socks, part angel and part devil, she's certainly part crazy too, but equally as level. As her girlish happiness waxes, my hurting starts to wane, so I smile at these lace-lined socks covered in grass stain. These socks are just so perfect, part tomboy and part girl, crisp white lace along the top, the bottom all green swirl. Often our lives can be quite hard, sometimes it leaves us wary, but hard can make it easy to see great in ordinary. My girl sees puddle jumping, while others just see rain. I see a happy child, where most only see grass stain.
Jennifer Parker.
I wrote this as a 10-year cancer survivor and it's dedicated to all the cancer patients and survivors out there. They say that cancer kills, that it can even steal your soul. They say that cancer kills and makes you want to die. They say that cancer kills. All around you, stare at you and cry. They told me it was advanced, but if I wanted to fight, they could show me how. They pumped me full of medicine It made me lose my hair. My parents are heartbroken. They've been through this before. My husband said I'm beautiful and held me through the pain. My daughter doesn't recognize me. She looks at me with fear. My son may never know me. Oh, how I love them so. I chose to fight for them. They say that cancer kills. I struggled. I was sick. Some days I could barely move. But I am living, breathing proof that sometimes cancer doesn't kill.
Sean Cotton.
Hi. I feel like I owe some library books, but just don't take it away.
I don't care.
All right. This is called Time Travel for Miles, my son. On your 6th birthday, while Pat Metheny and Charlie Hayden duet in the background, I write of walking out the door and going back inside to pick out a book and leaving with 3. I bring selected poems by Robert Creeley, who I want to be in love with, but who hasn't moved me yet, except for making me break stanzas up in this way that drags you, thusly, to read the poem in the above manner. I bring Buddhist wisdom, which doesn't make me consider line breaks at all, only emptiness. I am familiar with emptiness, but not friends with it. If I were an employee of the universe, it would just be some guy I work with. There's emptiness in a glass, in a dive bar with great crispy pizza, where I read the new Charles Fraser. And there's the emptiness that swallows me when I say goodbye to you on Sundays outside my apartment next to the school. But the eternal emptiness, the void, the nothing, the no thing, that is the one that I fear, and the one that is the essence of the Heart Sutra. And on this day of your birthday, I also leave apartment 2 within the skin of a lion, this beautiful book that I can't quite finish, with its young actresses peeling off shirts to let the rain raise bumps on their skin, while they flirt with Patrick, who has rock and coal dust under his fingernails, and a map of the great Canadian North Woods printed on his heart. I carry these 3 with me, but what goes with me are flashes of you eating bites of stuffed French toast, of you with your hair messed up and sleep in your eyes, of you opening your present at the kitchen table, and of you walking into the front door of the center school with confidence and no looking back.
All right. I want to say congratulations to everyone once again. If you have any questions, come talk to me, eat some goodies, talk amongst yourselves, and just enjoy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
To find out about the judging process, I talked to Nicole Monk and Judge Andrea Rounds. Can you tell me a little bit about how the judging went and about how things were decided on?
I can a little bit. The judges know themselves. Originally what happened was I printed out copies of the poems for each judge. There were 3. And they took them home and read them over separately and sort of decided personally what they would rank them. And then they all came together to see what did they agree on, what did they disagree on. And a lot of them were very similar. There was a little negotiating on, maybe this one gets second and that one gets third. But for the most part, they agreed what poems had the highest quality.
Andrea, can you tell me something about the process you used in judging the poetry contest?
Sure. So the process was quite an interesting one. This is my 2nd year judging the poetry contest. And the children's librarian was in charge of collecting all of the responses, all the entries, and anonymizing them for us. So she provided anonymous copies with the title and the age group that the entry was being entered into. And from that pool, the 3 judges evaluated each entry. What we did at first was we ranked them individually. So I picked my top 3, and then the 2 other judges, a staff member here, and then a volunteer as well, who were both involved in the judging process last year. They picked their top 3. And then we had some very clear winners. Some of the second and third place winners in each category, there was some back and forth about. We did use a rubric, and we discussed clarity, point of view, and how strongly the poetry made us feel the emotion that we thought the author was intending. And we used those in our basis for making our selections. It was a wonderful process. I got to read some really interesting poems that I might not have otherwise read, and I was thrilled with the selection that we got.
The inspiration for a poem can be anything, from the mundane things in everyday life to intensely emotional and personal events, as some of the poetry writers revealed as we interviewed them after the ceremony. What inspired you to write a poem for this year's contest?
What inspired me to write the poem was my daughter. We had a medical diagnosis that kind of changed our family dynamic, and I had to leave work to stay at home. And she kind of had to grow up very quickly. So when I was doing laundry one day, I noticed her socks they had this green lace at the top, and all the bottom was all grass stained, and it just made me think of her and how she can always find the good in the hard. So when the opportunity came up to write a poem and have it here, I wanted to do it for her.
Thank you very much. You wrote a poem called The Caterpillar, and you called it a haiku poem. What's the difference between a haiku poem and a plain old haiku?
Well, basically, a haiku poem is basically it's the same thing. Basically, the first line's 5 words, syllables. The second line is 7 syllables, and the third one's 5 syllables.
And you had a lot more than just, that was for each verse, right? And,
Yes.
And a haiku is normally just the like one verse out of your poem. You had several haikus that were all strung together as a cohesive poem, right?
Yes, that would be correct.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
What inspired you to write your poem for this year's poetry contest?
Well, as a cancer survivor, I just wanted to get my feelings out. When I was diagnosed with cancer, my daughter was only in kindergarten, and I had a newborn son who was when he was born, he was only 1 pound 9 ounces. He spent 4 months in the hospital, and I figured that when I was diagnosed with the cancer, it was pretty advanced, and I didn't think I'd make it through, so I just got my thoughts down.
And you're clear now?
I'm clear now, yes.
For how long?
10 years.
For 10 years. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What inspired you to write your poem for this year's contest?
I think it was raining. It didn't really have very much inspiration behind it. I just started writing it.
And it was raining, and are you an active person? You go out riding bicycle a lot?
Not really. No.
It just
Came to my head.
Oh, that's the way some of the best inspirations come. Thank you very much. And Sean, what inspired you to write your poem for this year's contest?
My son.
And can you elucidate a little bit more on that?
He was leaving for school one day, and I was very proud of him for starting in a new school. And I've been thinking about that, and I was on the way out to run some errands, and I was trying to decide what book to bring, and I ended up picking up 3 books, which is insane because you can't read 3 books at once. And while I was doing some of my errands, I was sort of ruminating on that fact and thinking about it and thinking about him, and started writing some ideas down.
Okay, thank you very much. A lot of things happen at the library, but not everybody is able to come. Executive Director Andrea Rounds explains about a program that brings the library to shut-ins.
The Library to Go program is a wonderful free service that we provide here at the library. The way that the program works is people that are unable to get to the library physically and that are Whitman residents can call the library and get set up so that we can have a volunteer come to your house and deliver books to you We can deliver movies, DVDs, audiobooks, large print items, and this is a completely free service that the library provides, thanks to the generosity of our volunteers. And if you have any questions about the program, you can just call us and see, oh, maybe this would be great for my mother or father who's homebound due to age or a maternity leave, bed rest, if you break your leg. You can be on the program long term for many years, or you could be on the program for just a few months. Lots of people decide to take advantage of our services during the winter months when they don't feel like driving in the dark or in the snow. And we're very happy to provide this service to the people of Whitman.
The summer schedule at the library is getting started. Associate Director Molly Klanowski explains.
Summer reading isn't just for the kids anymore here at the Whitman Public Library. This summer, running from June 3rd until August 15th, adults are able to participate in Whitman Public Library's Adult Summer Reading Program. This year, we are offering all kinds of fun programs and events, and if you can't attend any of those for any reason, don't worry, you can also enter to win a free tablet by participating in our Patron Picks display. So, with our Patron Picks, you can read whatever book you'd like, or movie, or DVD. And all you have to do is fill out one of our bookmarks with your name and why you picked that item. Once you fill that out, you'll get a raffle ticket. We will put these books on display at our circulation desk, and at the end of the summer, on August 15th, we'll draw a raffle winner to win a free tablet. And there are other prizes as well. So even if you don't get the tablet, you could end up with a really awesome book. That's one way to enter the raffle. The other way is to attend our awesome programming. So this summer, we have author talks, we have craft drop-ins, we have tech drop-ins. So if you have an e-reader or a laptop and you need a little bit of help, come on down. Nicole or I will be in here for 2 hours most weeks where we can just sit down and have a chat about what's going on with your technology. If technology is not really your thing and you don't want to play with your e-reader, no problem. We have all kinds of fun crafts. You can sign up now to make this really beautiful summer wreath for your door. All of our programming never costs anything, so you do not need to pay for materials. You can just come on in and do your craft. If you want to do your own crafting and you want to meet other people in the community who enjoy knitting, crocheting, painting, drawing, or what have you, then you might want to come to one of our craft chats. They meet once a month, and they just go in the community room, and they are just free to talk and craft and work together to make some beautiful things. And if you just like talking about books, you may want to consider joining one of our many book clubs we have here. We currently have 4. We have the Banned Book Club, where we read banned and challenged books, a lot of YA titles. It's very fun and exciting. We have Mary's Book Club, which is mostly popular fiction. We have the Mystery Book Club and the Strong Women in Literature Book Club. So there's something for everybody. And if you don't have a time where you can just, you don't have the time commitment to join a book club, then just come to one of our brown bag and book sessions. We just come in, bring a snack, and let's talk about what you're reading and what you like about it and what you don't like about it. So remember, there's always something going on here for the adult community in Whitman. For the summer, our library hours will be Monday through Thursday, 10 to 8 p.m., and Fridays 1 to 8. We are currently closed for Saturdays in the summer, but those hours will resume after Labor Day in September.
Many things are happening in the children's room, too. Nicole Monk, Youth Services Director, tells us what they are.
The children's room has a lot that's going on this summer. The summer reading program for children and for tweens and teens officially kicks off next week once school is over. The children's summer reading kickoff is Thursday, June 26th from 5:30 to 7:30. You can come and you'll play mini golf in the library. We'll of course have ice cream, courtesy of Peaceful Meadows, face painting, and an easy craft that the kids can complete. So I hope that you can all come down and sign up for summer reading that night. If you can't make it, don't worry. You can sign up anytime between now and August 22nd. The tweens and the teens are invited to join us the night before on Wednesday, June 25th, so that they can help us build the mini golf course, and then of course they will be the first to be able to play through it in the library. Instead of ice cream, they will be having pizza. For the summer reading program, there's different age groups get different prizes, but basically if you meet your goal, you get a prize, and it will be a lot of fun. It's really basic, it's really simple. Once you come to the library, you can get all the paperwork and all the instructions that you need to do. In addition, there's a lot of special events going on this summer, including a Touch-a-Truck that I'm very excited about. We're partnering with the Whitman Police Department, the Whitman Fire Department, the Whitman Department of Public Works, and the Mix 1041 ice cream truck will all be bringing cars, trucks, vehicles, motorcycles into the library parking lot, and you get to come and you get to touch them and you get to climb inside and eat some ice cream again. So that will be a lot of fun. There's also a stuffed animal sleepover that's going on at the end of July. And there will be a lot of weekly events as well. Depending on the age group, there's story time. There are 3 different story times each week for children 0 to 3, 1 for children 3 to 6, and of course, pajama story time is every Thursday and is open to all ages. The fun doesn't stop at 6, though. There's a science-themed program that will be going on for children 7 to 10, and a teen time that will meet weekly with a different theme every week that the teens recently voted on. There are also films that will be shown every Friday, so you can check back on our website for the schedule of what movies will be showing when, but it's a great way to get out of the heat. There will also be a few special afternoon crafts that will be going on. And of course, there'll be a summer reading finale for both children and teens. For the children's summer kickoff, we're very excited that on Thursday, August 21st, we will be having the Toe Jam Puppet Band back at the library again. So you'll want to be sure that you make it for that. The other new exciting thing I am happy to announce is that we have a summer reading mascot. Ruthie is a stuffed bear who will be traveling to local businesses throughout the town from June 30th to August 22nd. She'll be in a different window each week, somewhere within walking distance of the library, and if you find her, you can enter a raffle to win yet another prize. That's really everything I have to say. There's a lot going on, and it's a lot to take in, but we have information about each and every program I mentioned here at the library. If you want specific dates and times, or if you have any questions, just come in and ask me. And the regular schedule of story times and programs will resume in late September.
If you'd like to find out more about what's going on at the library, you can visit their website at whitmanpubliclibrary.org or come and visit the library on the corner of Webster and School Streets in Whitman.
Don't walk. Don't walk. Walk. Do not enter. Hot dogs. Definitely like hot dogs. Motorcycle club. Everything must go. Ghostly ghouls. Don't look at that, Teddy. Body piercing. Ouch.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
Why do I call it a funny bone?
Why can't penguins fly? Like a sea safety.
Can we go to the moon on vacation?
If you think it's tough answering these questions, imagine the ones you'll get if your child is diagnosed with cancer. CureSearch.org can help. It's run by doctors and scientists whose research has led to an overall cure rate of 78%. You're not as alone as you feel.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future.
My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it. You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?